Kin Hank doing it again, dropping a new 12 terabyte hard drive with everything on it. Everything. You could do Launchbox, you could do Hyperspin, you could do Technoparrot, you can do Play Night or Retro Bat. They basically were like, you want front ends? I'm going to give you more front ends than you can handle. So here we go. We're in Launchbox, big box right now. Video snaps, pictures, over 45,000 games. On this little 12 terabyte hard drive. Comes in a little external enclosure. All you do is you plug this into a PC, a mini PC, a laptop. You install a couple things, and then you have over 45,000 games from Nintendo, NES, Atari, to Nintendo 64, GameCube, even Nintendo Switch. It has a ton of Nintendo Switch games, ton of PlayStation 1, 2, 3. You name the system, it has it. PSP. It even has 45 PC games, including Street Fighter 4 and many other platformers and shooters, all kinds of stuff. So here is the, what you just saw there was the Hyperspin. And this is how you do it. You just get a computer, get like an Xbox 360 controller or an 8-bit DOE controller. You hook the two up, and then you can boot it up. Here are those 45 PC games I was telling you, as Angry Birds, Elden Ring, Cyberpunk, MotoGP 2019, Street Fighter 4, Resident Evil, Tomb Raider. That's on it as well. It's kind of, like I said, this thing is ridiculous. So here we are in Retro Bat now. So another way to go through all your consoles and systems. And so there's just so many ways to display and play these games. As you watch the video, we'll first show you first boot. We'll show you all the game collections, how it looks, etc. We'll play some games towards the end of the video, and there's some really important information in the middle there as well. But this one is, you know, for what they're doing and the price point, it's just kind of crazy. So when you first put this in your computer, you're going to have the Super Game hard drive. Here's what it looks like. They have a little README file here where all the games are. There's the helps. There's an installation. I didn't have to install any of that stuff, but there's the install files that you want to do those first. Mine were already installed on this computer, and there's some other little technical things and backups for you. But where you actually want to go is go to Core Type R and just double-click this core, and then it's going to open up Core Type R where all the different front ends will live, and you can go from there. All right, and in case just a quick overview on the games, you got over 32,000 games, and this isn't even all the games. There's more games. There's the PC games on Play Night, and then there's some games that aren't on here as well, so it's well over 32,000 games. Massive, just massive stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. So arcade games, you got 5. Why is there only 5? I don't know. They must be in the MAME section. Yeah, these are actually the Hikaru, system, the Sega system. Light gun games, if you want to play light gun. Arcade vertical games, so your shooters, things like that. There's nothing in there. Okay. 3DO Real. So we got the 3DO console and 218 games. Pretty big pack there. Amstrad CPC, almost 1,200. GX 4000, 25 games. You can see the game count in the upper center of your screen. Atari 2600, all of them. Atari 800, pretty much all of them. 5200, pretty much all of them. ST, almost 1,200. 7800, 60. Atari Lynx 75, and then Jaguar, you got 64 games. And you got video snaps. So you see there you have video snaps coming in. WonderSwan Color, 94. Coleco, all of them. Commodore 64, 2600. Amiga, 1800. Amiga CD, 164. CD TV, got 30 games there. Megaduck, you got 24. Intellivision, 140. Vectrex, 41. MSX, 459. Xbox, you have 62 games. A lot of people like to see what's in here, so we'll just have a quick peek here. Capcom vs. NES 2, Fable, Gun Griffin, Roller Coaster Tycoon. What a game. That really, brought a big genre there. That was so much fun, that kind of the sandbox. Xbox 360, we have 115 games, so quite a bit here as well. That's pretty crazy to see that many games. That's something I was really impressed with this build, is just how many games they have, especially for the more advanced system, the CD-based systems, and even Nintendo Switch. 300 games on PC Engine, TurboGrafx 108, PC Engine CD-ROM 120, 47 TurboGrafx 16, SuperGrafx 5, PCFX 70, Family Computer Japanese 415 games, NES, all of them, all your NES games, and then it looks like they have hacks games as well. How many hacks? 91 hack games. So these are like little fan-made games, hack games. You got Rockman, You got Toad's Adventure, where they change the sprites out and stuff. So some fun little things to try out there. Family Computer Disk System, 214, Game Boy, all of them, plus some hacks. It looks like Super Famicom, all of them, Super Nintendo. Wow, 2,200. That's ridiculous. So that's gonna be all your Super Game Boys. It's gonna be your Satellaview. It's gonna be your SNES, the HD music. Virtual Boy only 25, but it's plenty. Nintendo 64 553. So there's gonna be your 64 DD. There's also gonna be some Japanese games in there as well, but all the US titles will be in there as well. Game Boy Color, you got all of them. Nintendo GameCube. This is crazy. 638 GameCube games. That is insane. And if you're just watching this video, you know, I really like the GameCube. I think it's really underrated system, one. And then two, some of these games are just so expensive to get now that, you know, emulation really makes sense, especially if you're a collector. You know, it's good times. And with the Nintendo Wii, most of them being backwards compatible, you know, that whole era was really cool. So just a quick scroll through these. Just get an idea, but that's a big bulk of the games there. I haven't seen a big set like this in a while. They really pack this image in with, you're going to see too as we go, Game Boy Advance, all of them, plus some hacks, Pokemon Minis, all of them, Nintendo DS, wow. Pretty much all the DS games. So I'm not even going to scroll through all the DS. If you like and Nintendo DS, look no further. Wii, oh my God, this is huge. 900 Wii games. For those who didn't know, there's like 2,000 something games for the Wii. So still only half, but you know, it's gonna have your Mario Galaxy and all that other stuff, I'm sure. So Super Mario Kart, Mario Galaxy, Mario Super Sluggers, Mario Strikers, Mario Party 8 and 9. These are expensive games to buy on the market. I think the most expensive game, or one of them is, there's a horse riding game is the most expensive game if you ever get Wii, but there's a Metroid game that has a special collector's edition that's worth some money, and then Silent Hill is worth a bunch of money as well. If you ever find Silent Hill, it's one game I don't have in my collection that I'm going to add eventually, is the actual physical Silent Hill. Is it on here? S-I-H. There it is, Silent Hill. Shattered Memories. This game is like at least $50. WiiWare, you've got how many games do we have for that? 403. Wii U 110. That's pretty big. I mean, the Wii U didn't have a lot of releases. It definitely had more than 100, but that's a lot of releases here. But you got your new Super Mario Bros. U and Luigi U. Luigi U's a lot harder, by the way, if you ever play. It's on a timer. You got Nintendo Land. Yeah, probably got Toad's Adventure, Mario Party, all that fun stuff. It's on there. Nintendo 3DS, almost 500 games. People are gonna love this. So you're gonna have your, you know, your Pokemon games. You're also gonna have your Nintendo Dogs, all that good stuff. And what's that game that everybody loves? The one where you go around like. I always forget the name of it, but yeah, it'll probably have that game as well. Super Mario 3D Land is on there. Nice. It's a fun one. Super Mario Maker. Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. So massive collection there. There's your Super Nintendo MSU. I was calling it the HD earlier. Now here's crazy. Nintendo Switch, 203 games. Are you looking at this? This is wild. This is just wild. Bayonetta's on there. 1 and 2 and 3 and Origins. You got Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. You have... Now, some of these games are in other languages when you boot them up. Like, I had that issue when I played Super Smash Bros. You could change the language, though. So there's one of the downsides to getting something like this. But like I was, you know, Donkey Kong is on here. Great game right there. Tropical Freeze. What I was saying is Guacamelee, really fun little side scroller if you're into that. Kirby's on here, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, Luigi's Mansion 3, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Party Superstars. They have the other Mario Party too. I saw it on here earlier. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Pac-Man Champions, Pikmin, Pokemons are on here. Red Dead Redemption, Resident Evil, Sonic Mania Origins, Splatoon 2 and 3. Super Mario Bros. 3D plus Bowser's Fury. Super Mario RPG. Oh, nice. The remake's on here. I'm not going to have to check that out. Super Mario Regular Party, Odyssey, Super Mario Bros. Ultimate. And then, of course, the new Zelda games as well. Tears of Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword. Wild. Right there. That's insane that that's included on here. Jesus. All right. Philips CD 55. Open Beats of Rage 126. Homebrews and Ports 5. I wonder which 5 these are. Okay. They have a Minecraft port, Mr. Boom, and a Rick Dangerous port, and a 2040. So these are just kind of fun little, like, ported games. Okay, Scum VM, you got 62 games, so these are fun games. Full Throttle, Putt Putt, The Dig. All right, then now we got Sega. You got it's going to have all your Sega games, okay? All the Genesis, all the Mega Drive, even some hacks. It's all the Game Gear, all the Sega CD, all the Sega 32X. Sega Saturn, though, 306. I don't know if that's all of them, but that is a good amount. You can see there's a little gun on Area 51 here. And the gun is to show that the light gun game. It's in the light gun collection. It's in the light gun collection. So Sega Saturn's a lot like not Dreamcast, but a lot like, I don't know. I put it in the same kind of category as the GameCube in that it's really expensive to collect it. $333 on the Dreamcast. Now remember, there's Naomi as well. So between that and let's go over to Naomi. Oh, they don't see. That's again where they don't have it. So you need to go to, or is it under Sega Naomi? That's where you might want to use a different operating system. We'll jump down there later. So Hikaru, this has the Star Wars Pod Racer on there, which is kind of cool. And then Sharp 68,000, 311, ZX Spectrum 500, Neo Geo Pocket Color. So PlayStation, oh my Jesus, 1,800 PlayStation games. And yes, I'm just gonna go pretty quick through here, because that is redonkulous. Command & Conquer's on there, Dance Dance Revolution, all the Disney games, Duke Nukem, F1, Fear, Final Fantasies, Grand Theft Auto, Hexen, Jet Moto 1, 2, and 3, Lethal Enforcers, all the Madden games, all the Mega Man games, MLB games, Moto Racer, NBA games, NCAA games, NFL, NHL, Parasite Eve, was that Power Stone? I didn't think right. Rayman, Roadsters, Rugrats, Silverload, soccer games, sports games, Street Fighter games, Siphon Filter, The Crow, Jurassic Park, X-Files, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, pinball games, tennis games, golf games, Wing Commander, WWF, X-Men, and You Don't Know Jack. Disc 1 and 2, of course. All right. PS2. 641 games. All right. So as I scroll through these games, it's really what I've come down to as I'm playing with this image. I've played some games. I've been messing around with something that while this thing is not super sorted out, like it was kind of like somebody was like, I want emulation. And they were just like, yes. Can I have some emulation? Yes. That's all. They just said the word yes, and they just dumped it all on here. It's just ridiculous how much they dumped on here. They gave you all the different front ends, right? You have Retro Bat, you have I was gonna say Recall Box, you have a Big Box, you have Hyperspin, and you have Play Night, and you have Cody, all that stuff. They're just like threw everything on there. So PSP 825, another massive collection. So back to what I was saying as we look at these games is, they gave you all the different front ends depending on how you like looking at your games. Oh, Retro Bat was the one we're on right now. So Retro Bat, Big Box, or the Hyperspin, and Play Night for the PC games. I mean, they're just like, you can have it all. And then it runs off of Core, which is Retro FE front end. So they just like took a bunch of different software and then threw a bunch of different ROM files on here. And there's everything on here. Look, I mean, when I stop, you see the video. So it's got artwork, it's got box art, it's got the images, so that's why I say, like, this thing is just a hard drive loaded with everything. They were just like, what do you want? We'll give it all to you. And so that's pretty crazy. PSP Minis, 312. PlayStation 3, 172 games. Oh, my Lord. So this one doesn't have the... this one at least doesn't say PS4 on it. There's ones that say PS4. which are just ports. So at least they're staying within what should be on this image anyways. PS Vita as well. You don't see that very often. So you got some Vita games, 78 on here as well. So if you want to play that, retro racing and some Japanese games as well. Supervision, and then that's at 43 games. But if you press escape, or let's press start, let's quit this, and then I want to go ahead and go back to, let's really quick go to Big Box, and then let's see if there's there's some systems that we didn't see. So we have Open Bore, which was not on the other one. So that's another 126 games. I don't think there was Philips CDI. That's 55. We saw all these. Dreamcast was 300. Okay, that's the same there. We saw that. We saw that. We saw all this. We saw this. SNES is broken up a little bit more. PlayStation 2 is broken up a little bit more. We did that. Windows games. These were not on. This is weird. It comes with Fortnite, which is weird. I wouldn't want that pre-installed, but whatever. Portal 2, Counter-Strike 2, Doom, and Fall Guys. These two are free games, so I would just go and get them for free. 3DO's broken out. We did all the Ataris. So these are all things we've done before, but this one does have Megaduck. I don't think, did it have MSX and MSX2? I can't remember on RetroBat. We saw this. We saw all this. I'm just going back through really quick to see if we missed anything. We had the Switch, we had the Wii. Okay, so this one doesn't have Naomi on it either. So I'm going to go ahead and exit. And then I'm going to go to the Hyperspin really quick and just see if we're missing. Oh, yeah, they have the Tato, which is not on here. So there is more. Remember, there's still Techno Parrot games. And then let's go to Hyperspin Attraction. All right, so we got Tiger handhelds. Which has quite a few in there as well, especially if you want to play GoldenEye. I mean, who doesn't want to play GoldenEye like this? Come on. All right, these are all, I think these are all just collections so far. So let's start here. Another AAE. You got AAE games that we didn't see in the other one. You've got, we did the Atari, they have Atari G42 and GX2, Atari System 1 and 2. We have Atlas. We got Supervision 8000. All right, we got some collections here. We got CPS games, Castlevania. That's right, all the arcade games, huh? So all the arcade games are going to be here. So that's going to be like another 5,000 games. So that's going to be in here as well. So there you go, like the Final Burn Alpha, 6,500 games. I don't think we saw this on the other one. These are going to be all your arcade games. So remember, it has all this. So if you want to play these games, I don't think we saw that. You're going to have to set that up in the other collections if you want that. All right, and then the IRAM games. All right, and then here's your main games. How many do we have here? Oh my goodness, 11. So we're getting closer to 50,000 games on this entire set here. You got all your main games, all your these are all collections. So I'm just gonna go through the collections here because these are just, sort a way that they sort the games. We already looked at Nintendo. Okay, Pinball FX3. We didn't look through this. So you got all these pinball games, all these boards here to play with, like Alien vs. Predator, etc. So Pinball FX3 as well. What else? Atomis Wave. So Atomis Wave is only... Oh, there's 0 games in here, though. So, nope, no Atomis Wave. Sega. So here you go. We saw that already. Sega Model 1, 2, and 3. We did not see that in the other one. So you got 10 games there. 54 on Sega Model 2 and Sega Model 3, 40 games. And then here's your Naomi. This is what I'm talking about. So you have 333 Dreamcast plus another 162 on Naomi, and then Naomi 2, another 14. And then 8 more gun games. Or those are the same, probably. Oh, and then Sega Nomad, you got 28 games. And then you got these Sega systems as well that we didn't talk about earlier. You have Neo Geo CD at 95. Neo Geo Mini, that's just a mini. And then you have regular Neo Geo, all of them. All your Neo Geo games as well. And then, like I said, we have all the Tato systems as well. So there you go. Boom, 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 and boom. And then boom, 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 and boom. So another, couple thousand games there. Or I don't think it's 1,000, like 500 more. All right, and when we're back at Tiger, interestingly enough, they now have this warning on the package because a lot of people buy this and they just double click it, or they want to just run the exe, and they don't understand that you need to install the prerequisites first, you know, the DirectX and whatever. So, you know, I think that's why a lot of these companies got bad reviews, like Amazon and stuff like that. They're like, didn't even work, and it's like, well, you got to install everything. So now they have the instruction manual too here. That's good. And then we're going with the U-Green, which U-Green is just the hard drive enclosure. You open it up, and there is a 12 terabyte Seagate in there from Thailand. And you could pull it out all the way if you like. There's the back side. Serial. Just slides into place. Okay. And then you just got to do power and USB to your computer. So they do have this Google Doc. I'll put a link into it in the description of the video, and it gives you all the games list. And on the bottom of the sheet there, you'll even see the different Spice systems. But you can see here over 45,000 games. And I guess it does have a Thomas Wave. The other thing I forgot to mention is that it does have Future Pinball as well. So I found a lot. Let's say you live 80 years, 360 days in a year. That's 28,800 days divided by how many games are on this. It would take you 60 years and you had to play 2 games a day. 40 years, you had to play 3 games a day, and so on. So long story short, a ton of games. And here you can see, I'm just zoomed in to show you, if you scroll down on the spreadsheet on the different tabs, it has the individual systems and the games per system. So like Nintendo Switch, etc., etc. In case you're curious, you can just go ahead and check out that sheet. All right, so Emulation, starting out with NES, you can see you got the bezels on the left and the right. It kind of has a concave feel and look to it. But Zelda should be no issue whatsoever. A lot of people ask me system requirements. You're definitely going to want an i5 and like a GTX 970 or better graphics card to play the majority of the stuff, especially if you're going to be playing Nintendo Switch or something like that. It definitely requires a lot more horsepower. But as far as just getting this thing working and running, you don't need that powerful of a computer. It's just the higher end systems will require higher performing hardware. So anyways, as you see here, every single game, every single emulation was good. What I didn't show in the video was there's so many duplicate ROMs because some of them are from different areas, like European versus US, and there's bootleg games and different versions of games. So there are some duplicates in there. There's also some ROMs that just don't load because you have to change the emulator core. So while this company will just give you everything, they give you everything: video snaps, pictures, ROMs, emulators, front ends. They just basically like dumped you the Fort Knox of a hard drive into your lap. It's also not necessarily really clean and squared away. For some people, that they might see that as a great starter, right? You have all the ingredients, now you can just go and get it set up the way you want it. But you know, for others, they're going to see that and be like, oh, that was lazy. They didn't really go through and do all that work. The way they set it up, where you go from like core type R and you pick your front end, and then you go into a front end, like you go into RetroBat or whatever, that's really interesting to me. I mean, it works, and I never thought to do something like that. But you have Cody, everything else. What I didn't do in this video is I didn't mess around with the Techno Parrot much on the video. That's something I'm going to check into. There's also some more Tato games in there as well. I'm thinking about doing a follow-up video just because this is such a large hard drive at 12 terabytes. But on first look over, you know, I like the external hard drive enclosure. I've used many of Ken Hank's products before. I've never had the hard drives go bad on me. And then at the price point, it's just ridiculous. You know, that how cheap they're able to get these out. And basically, you know, it is what everybody says. They're just taking these hard drives, mass copying them and selling them. But they're doing it at such a cheap price. It's ridiculous. So as far as emulation, as you see, it's working great. So here we go, Nintendo Switch, full screen, HD, looks great, right? No issues whatsoever. But again, I'm on a fairly powerful laptop. You know, your results may vary. On this game, I did have to change the language from, I think it was in Japanese to English. Played some Nintendo 3DS here as well. So just trying to really play all the different systems, and didn't have any issues with controls or anything. So the biggest comment I get on these videos is that this thing is filled with spyware. And people are like, yeah, I ran a virus scan and I got 1,000 viruses came up. You have to worry about false positives there. And I agree with you. If you have any concern whatsoever, you should not put it on your computer. You know, I have some people I know who think TikTok is spying on you or whatever. Maybe it is. And so they have two phones, right? You have one phone for TikTok and you have one phone for your regular, where you do your banking and things like that. I would go about it the same way I would go about this, right? You go buy a little burner computer, a little mini PC, a laptop. You know, you can get them for a couple $100 if you look around, you shop around, you build something. And then go from there if you're really worried about it. Yeah, that's a risk that you have to take if you're going to be putting that on your primary computer. I'm not here to say that there is or is not viruses on it. I'm just here to say you can do the right precautions if that is a concern of yours, or just skip this and do it yourself. I make sure I say that in every video, that you can build these your own. All the stuff is out there on the internet, but a lot of people don't have the bandwidth as far as their own time, but maybe also bandwidth as far as their internet connection and or ISP, whatever that case may be. So here you go, another Kin Hank product. They get better and better. I mean, this is definitely better than the last one, and the price is still great. And so if this is something you need, just like a hard drive just dumped, just like the Fort Knox of emulation, I think is decent. But I agree that it's not perfect, but that's what I think. Let me know what you all think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.